not scored a goal in the league since May the 17th. 5 league wins in 32. 6 wins from 41 in all competitions. Rooted to the bottom of the table after 5 games played. Something has to give. And could it be tomorrow against Motherwell at Fir Park? Kick-off is at 3 o'clock. Other games this weekend include Celtic v Hibs, Dundee United v Kilmarnock, Hearts v Falkirk, St Mirren v Dundee, and on Sunday, Livingston welcome Rangers. Hi everybody, how you doing? A very warm welcome to Ali Beg ABTV this Friday night, ahead of what could be a hugely important game for Yumi Tulin. Not just Yumi, but the players as well. So, after another defeat midweek, the vibe is not good. It's really, really not good. Andrew Budge and I showed you on Wednesday where there is a serious lack of confidence going throughout the team. So what I've done today is I have spoken to sports and exercise psychologist Don Vasey, who is going to be a regular on Ali Beg ABTV going forward. And today we are focusing on confidence and the impact that it's having on the club. But not just the players. Don is here to sort of give you a more general view about confidence in everyday life, not just in football, but in work as well, and how you can build confidence. But it's all related to our current plight. So that's going to come up a little bit later, and I really hope you find it of great interest, because the psychological part of the game, I personally find very, very interesting. And having watched the game on Wednesday night, where I felt we were completely missing for large parts of the game, and there was a quite obvious lack of confidence, it's going to be fascinating to see how the lads have been able to pick themselves up since Wednesday morning, Tuesday night, whatever day, it doesn't really matter, what they've done in training since. I've got a soundbite from Yimi coming up a little bit later. He gave his press conference early today. He appeared to be quite upbeat. He knows the task in hand. He knows what has to be done. It appears the message has been drummed home. So the proof in the pudding will, of course, be come 10 to 5 on Saturday afternoon. So come and have your say. Tell me where you're at. I found it quite interesting today that the Evening Express came out and said that 70% of Aberdeen fans still back Yumi Tulin to turn things around. Now, I don't know what the figures are in terms of how many people voted. I've got no idea. But that's what their figures are. 70% of Aberdeen fans. So I'll be brutally honest with you. I want him to do well. I desperately want him to do well. But he is very much so on a sticky wicket. And I think if we don't get a result tomorrow, it could prove costly. But he might get Shakhtar and Dundee as well. Maybe. But I think from tomorrow, there has to be significant improvement. And that improvement means a result. So it's a huge game. It's a very, very significant game tomorrow. What I would also say, it's not just on the manager. Tomorrow, the focus very much will be on the players. It's up to the players. The captain, Mats Knuster, Dimitar Mitov have all come out and said it's got nothing to do with Yumi Tulin, it's the players' fault. Dimitar came out and said that in between the Motherwell defeat and the Dundee United defeat. I did not see any improvement from the players whatsoever from the Motherwell defeat to the Dundee United defeat. So what I don't want, and we've been banging this drum for a while now, is for the players to come out in the press and say, we're going to do this, we know there's a problem, we're going to sort it, we're going to up our game, we're going to give everything, it's not the manager's fault. Now it's time to really prove it, lads. Honestly, because your boss's job is on the line. So I hope tomorrow there is a very positive collective effort to get us back on track and hopefully kickstart our season and really get going. Otherwise, it could be a very difficult few days. So, come and have your say. I'll get you on shortly. Team. Okay, I'm going to give you my team. Made a few changes. So, I'm going to bring in Nicky Devlin, who played 70 minutes against Forfar the other night in a bounce game because he was suspended for the Dundee United game. I'm also going to bring in Jack Milne because, as we showed in our review show, Alfie Dorrington was quite clearly struggling for confidence. So I'm going to replace him with Jack Milne. I'm going to bring in Leighton Clarkson. I'll show you where I'm going to stick him in just a moment. And Stuart Armstrong as well. I do beg your pardon. I've got two anti-Palaverses in there. That's not the team that I was doing. Sorry. It should be Nicholas Milanovic. Nicholas Milanovic should also be in that predicted 11. So here is the formation. So, Nicky obviously to go in at right back. That's what I think will happen. I think Stuart will play on the left. I think Ante will play on the right of the pivot. Then Leighton through the middle to try and hopefully bring some sort of positive creativity in the final third and to supply Kevin Nisbet with positive, forward-thinking passes. Yes, but on the left, I'm going to bring Nicholas back in because I don't think Nicholas is that far away from clicking. It was going to take time for him to really get up to speed with the Scottish game, and I think more minutes he gets, the more used to he's going to get to our game. So I want him to play tomorrow. That is what I think will happen come 2 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. Alibeg AB TV is supported by and brought to you by Saltire Energy, the global market leader in drilling, specialist drilling equipment rental. But not just that, torquing, testing, refurbishment and welding. Those are your services. If you're interested, get in touch with me and I will put you in touch with them. Here are your match facts. So after their 2-0 win in January, Motherwell are looking to claim back-to-back home league victories over Aberdeen for the first time since December 2012. Aberdeen, as we know, are winless in 9 league games, failing to score in all 5 this season. They previously failed to score in 6 successive top-flight matches back in February 2021. Aberdeen, though, have won 7 of their past 9 league games against Motherwell. Forget the cup last week. But they've not won an away game in the league since the 5th of April against Ross County. Ryan Lee is the man in the middle, and taking care of us on VAR is Greg Aiken. This is what the manager had to say in his press conference today.
We talked about this yesterday, and it was just to understand that the supporters are there and they're watching and supporting the players, and the belief is there that we can do it, and also as a manager you are like a CEO in the company. You take responsibility for this unit and the sporting side, so the players should relax and focus and be the best version of themselves they can be, and then I am responsible for the outcome in the long end, and I have a strong belief that we can turn this around.
That was the manager talking earlier today. to the gathered press conference. He said basically everybody's fit, ready to go, but Kjartansson, there's been a problem with a niggling calf injury. He's still going to possibly be missing for the next couple of weeks. Apart from that, everybody is fit and raring to go. Right, what we'll do is we'll get you on first, and then I'll bring Don Vasey on so that you can hear his thoughts on the topic of confidence. But first, let me see how you're all doing. Okay, Cameron Young says, really hope we can get the result tomorrow against Motherwell. If we win, then happy days. If there's a defeat, then Jimmy will get sacked, maybe before or after Europa or Dundee game. CE Serkin says, real chance clubs on 4 or 5 points will drop points tomorrow prior to our game. 3 points will have us tucked in there. I think we'll do it. He's predicting 2-0. David Horn says, good evening to everybody. Hoping for a Dons win tomorrow for my 60th birthday. There we go, David. Well, many, many happy returns for tomorrow. I hope you enjoy what will be a very special day. Ryan Ellington is wishing everybody a good evening. He's hoping for the win against Motherwell tomorrow. Well, he says it will be bye-bye Yimmy. Gordon Keith Ritchie says, good evening all. Once again, tomorrow is a must-win. We need to play our best 11 and get back to basics and start winning games and get the bad results to end. Start climbing the table. Bruce Struthers is here wishing you a good evening. He says, feeling bizarrely confident about tomorrow, can only improve, and the players owe us all a massive performance. Expecting maximum effort, no hiding. Graham Gibbs says, really want Yimi Talene's appointment to work out, but he needs to do something different. We are too easy to play against at the moment. Hugh is here. He's quite simply saying, keep the faith, boys. Bruce Struthers says, Yimi, no Nielsen, please, and give Lazatic a chance. Neil Sinclair's also on, wishing you a good evening, as is Colin Gale. He's hoping for a positive result tomorrow, but it is with a heavy heart that I say I can't see it. Al Norrie says, JT will stick to the same formation that's getting us nowhere. I fear he also will, Al. Norman Baker says, Jimmy really needs to change the formation and have 2 up front. It looks stubborn to plough on with a formation that's not working. Last time he changed it, we won the cup. Bruce came back to ask me, what's your thoughts on the formation? So I gave you the 4-2-3-1 formation because honestly, that's what I think he'll play. I genuinely think he'll play it. Personally, I prefer a 4-3-3 against a team like Motherwell at Fir Park. But I think he's going to be dogmatic. I really, really do. I think he's going to stick with it and see what happens. I really hope I'm wrong. Bruce goes on to say, do we change to the cup final formation and get Lazatic up front alongside Nisbet? I don't, why not? Absolutely, why not? Sometimes I wonder, why not have two up top? Because last week, Kevin Nisbet, I don't know if you saw the stat that he gave out, in 67 minutes of football, he only touched the ball 13 times. 13! It's an absolute nonsense. How are we supposed to win football matches, create chances, score goals, when your striker only gets 13 touches in a game? Surely that's a red flag in itself for the management and the coaching staff. Paul Hannon is here. I thought Bilalovic played well when he came on against United. I think we've got a good player there. Also start Tobers with a change in formation and we'll get a result. Elfie Dello is hoping that we finally get a few goals and 3 points tomorrow, but that will only be possible if JT switches tactics and formation. Hugh Burns came back to say, Yimi is an intelligent man. Even he's not stupid enough to not change things up tomorrow. 4-3-3. Graham came back to say, if Yeti sticks to the same formation and we lose the next 3, then we're looking for a new manager in the international break. Yep, we will be. Dave B is simply asking you, are we about to start our season? Elfie Dello says, if Yumi says players need rested due to fatigue after 5 league games, then that raises questions about their fitness training. Could not agree more. I've got to be honest. Sometimes I wonder, purely from a PR point of view, don't come out and say stuff like that. Honestly, don't say it publicly. You may think it privately, but don't say stuff like that publicly. Because all that does is just get tongues wagging. I don't think that was a clever move by the manager to say that. Hugh Burns came back to say Bilalovic looks very good. Roseanne Hannon says, evening dandies, I want everyone to put their positive pants on and manifest positive thoughts and energy towards the boys tomorrow. Sorry, it's a 5:45 kickoff tomorrow. What am I talking about? Sorry, 5:45 kickoff tomorrow. Thank you, Colin, for pointing that out. Barry came on to say, I'm off tonight to see Stuart Mitchell at the Tivolo. Who's Stuart Mitchell? And currently Nando's having my supper. Let's hope we see a different team and performance tomorrow. And please, 3 points. We'll have a great night out, Barry. Sorry, I've got no idea who Stuart Mitchell is. Erica Mitchell says, evening, Ali and fellow dandies. Please, 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 can we get some kind of result tomorrow? Scott McLean says, we can't blame the formation. McInnes used it to good effect. Main difference is this inverted wingers rubbish and slow midfielders in Nielsen. Right, before we bring on Don, just very quickly, can I thank Paul Hannon? Paul has just become a member of Ali Beg ABTV. So Paul, thank you so much. What that basically means is that Paul has now made a very small financial contribution to the channel. It's basically part of the membership scheme. And what I'm going to be doing going forward is offering my members incentives to basically stay members, little competitions and all that sort of stuff. So what happens with all the contributions that I made, as you will see, it's all been put back into the channel. So you've seen new titles, you've seen new graphics, you've seen little bits and pieces added to the studio. All of your contributions go back to making this service better. So Paul, thank you so much for your support. It's honestly, it's fantastic. I don't take these things for granted. Thank you, mate. Chris says, we are done if we keep backing Yimmy. It's obvious he's done. Any other team would have axed him during last season's dismal collapse. Philip Palmer says, think it's time to go all out guns blazing. We've got nothing to lose and everything to gain. Once again, the travelling support will back the team if they just show some fighting spirit. Right. So, sports and exercise psychologist Don Vasey has his own practice, and he has come to me to offer his fantastic advice and professional opinion on a number of different topics, which is all related to the football club, but it's also related to everyday life and work and sport and all sorts of things, but it's mainly related to the football club. So what we talked about, Don's going to come on regularly on the channel to talk about various topics, which are all football related. So what we decided to do today was to talk about confidence and how confidence can seriously impact a team, how the negative effect it can have on the team, and how to get out of it and to start having positive thoughts and all that sort of stuff. So I really hope you find this of great interest, because it is something that I do want to do with Don more often. He was on a couple of weeks ago. I was delighted with the reaction to it. So welcome back to the show, sports and exercise psychologist Don Vasey. Hi Don, it's great to see you. Thank you as always for jumping on and spending some time with me today. So you're going to be coming on the channel quite regularly to talk about a number of different topics, which is all relatable. And the first thing that we're going to talk about today is confidence. Andrew Budge and I gave some examples on Wednesday night about how there is quite an obvious lack of confidence to our play. So can you just tell us, in your opinion, in your professional opinion, how confidence is relevant to our current plight?
Absolutely. So Just give a very brief framing of confidence. Have a look at kind of low confidence and contrast that with when you have high confidence, particularly in Aberdeen's sort of context. So obviously, Aberdeen haven't started well this season. Bit of an understatement, but in many ways it's the same players, same coaching setup as last season, same kind of talent pool. But when the confidence dips because you're on a bad run, like now, the kind of performance tends to collapse, the heads go down, and of course that performance collapses. So confidence, it's not something that is nice to have. It's an engine of performance. It helps you achieve that kind of high performing level, which unfortunately for reasons that's not happening right now. So if you think about where the team are right now, that kind of low confidence kind of seems to be growing. And of course, the caveat is, we're looking at it from the outside. So we're just saying what we see. Um, so, I think the viewers have seen, we've seen, when you see Andrew Budge and yourself doing the analysis, players stop taking risks, stop
Mm.
playing forward, almost a resistance to shoot. I want to pass it one more time and someone else will shoot. Safe passing more often than not, a little bit too much. The body language of players kind of closes, everything gets a bit tense, heads drop. I think we've seen quite a few moments of almost freezing, like players freeze, like, "Oh, I don't know what to do." Um, Gestures of frustration within the team. So mistakes happen, errors snowball, one error feeds another. Oh, I knew I couldn't do that. I shouldn't try it again. Oh no, I've made another mistake. All that sort of stuff. It grows anxiety. The cycle repeats. So fear of failure, you see it in matches now. You see it in other teams as well, in football and in other sports. Chance creation disappears. I think I can't remember the exact stats, but I think the expected goals and all the rest of it is quite low, um, because they don't believe that um, they'll succeed if they try, right? So low confidence, no confidence. Sometimes these are the kind of things that happen when you have low confidence. You contrast that with high confidence, positive confidence on the pitch. Confident players, you want the ball. I want the ball. Give me the ball. I want to do something with it. I'm going to play forward. I'm going to play that pass through the middle under pressure. I want to receive the ball under pressure. I'm going to take that calculated risk to try this play. I'm going to take the shot. You know, um, all of that. Mistakes don't phase them. It's not that they don't matter. Of course they matter. But hey, I'm not going to let it stop me. I've trained well. I am good, or I wouldn't be here. Going to make that. I'm going to move on from that mistake. Let's go. Let's recover. Keep going as individuals, as a team. And then when you're doing that, the confidence spreads, attitude and body language lifts and open. That belief, we've had it. You'll have had it in your workplace. You'll have had it in different teams and different sports. That belief, that energy transmits across all your teammates. The energy spreads and everyone lifts, right? So football examples. I mean, if you think about the recent European nights against Frankfurt, for example, things like that against Pauk, belief was high, performance level went up, regardless of whether they were in the Bundesliga or whatever. They kept going. Brilliant. Scottish Cup win, we went behind, but the energy was there. That we're up, we're ready for this, we're confident. Belief was high that they could go and do it. Bounced back from going behind and kept going right to the end, and got the win. So it shows they're capable. You know, um, so these things are trainable. So um, that's the kind of contrast between low confidence that we're seeing right now and when you're positive and high confidence across the team. Yeah,
So obviously, I know it's an old saying. It's so obvious in football that results breed confidence. Positive
yeah,
results breed
yeah,
confidence. But Don, how do you lift confidence? How do you instill confidence? How do you build confidence?
yeah. I mean, sometimes it can be seen as it's a magic word, right? Let's just wave the magic wand and it happens, you know. But the good news for all dandies is it's not some fixed thing. You either have it or you don't. It can be rebuilt, right?
Okay.
It can be trained. It can be rebuilt. Psychological strategies can be used, obviously, with technical and tactical drills. So things, if we just look at a couple of simple things, so self-talk, you're looking to shift from the negative. So you're wanting to swap. Don't lose it. Don't give the ball away. Don't concede. Don't concede. Swap that out. You want to swap that out. Okay, first touch, play positive, play forward. If you just focus on don't lose it, don't lose it, don't lose it, what's going to happen? You're going to lose it, right?
Mm.
Pink elephant. Don't think about the pink elephant. Oh, it's just popped into my mind, right? So that language we want to think about. Do this, right? Not don't do that. So we're looking to change it from that negative to a positive there. Imagery, visualization, we're practicing visualizing, walking out of Pataudry, right? I'm going to play to my strengths today. I'm going to shoot. I'm going to tackle, right? When it's one-on-one, I'm going to win it. So you can practice that, right? Love to see that. Use it with clients all the time. You're setting goals, and I don't mean the big goal settings at work, but let's talk about it briefly here. Right, my goal today is, as a team, we're going to focus on creating 10 good chances, right? So it's not just about we're going to win today, because if it's just about that, it's maybe pressure at this point, it's too much. Let's just focus on 10 good chances. More often than not, you're going to score, right? So you're going to focus on the process, not the outcome. So at the moment, I think you would agree, process isn't quite working as smoothly as it could be. So let's focus on working through that. Let's focus on the process rather than the outcome more. The outcome will take care of itself if you create 10 good chances. It should, right? More often than not. So you can see there's small and controllable strategies and actions that you can do to help build that belief up, step by step. And it's a process itself. It's step by step, practice and training, getting stronger over time. And these seeds of confidence will grow, show up, and show through the match day as you get there. So it's trainable, it's doable, and we all want to see it. We're supporting them. We want them to succeed.
Sure.
So just to summarize, the contrast, low confidence, it's playing with fear, hesitation, you freeze. It's a negative spiral, right? High confidence, belief, bravery, energy, upwards spiral, right? Confidence can be grown, developed, trained to move from that low to high using trainable psychological strategies. Confidence, of course, doesn't guarantee a win, but without it, wins are nigh on impossible. So reigniting that confidence is key, and I hope I've demonstrated that it is possible.
Yeah.
We all want to see it, and we're wishing them well to succeed.
Absolutely. Don, listen, thank you so much. It's fascinating as always. Just to sign off, the visualization that you just used, the example there. I remember my golf coach, when I lived in Qatar, my golf coach, who was a Scottish guy, said to me, every time you step up to the tee, because I was having real issues at par threes, had a psychological block at par threes.
Yeah.
And he would just say to me, just visualize in your head before you take a swing how you think you would like to swing and where you would like to see the ball end up on the green. And by just doing little exercises like that over time,
Yes.
it helped. So I find that really, really fascinating. So thank you so much, Don. It's great to see you. And we're going to see you again very soon.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Absolutely.
Thank you, mate.
Thanks all.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Don, thank you so much. As always, just a gentle reminder before we move on that Ali Beg AB TV is also brought to you and supported by Craig International, who are very much at the forefront of global procurement. They have a number of offices strategically placed all over the world, out in Canada, on the European continent, in the Middle East, in the Far East, out in Australia, where business is currently booming as well. Their main offices are obviously back home in Aberdeen, so they have a number of procurement experts on hand. If you're looking for those type of services, as always, get in touch with me and I will put you in touch with them. Let's have a look at the tactical approach for tomorrow. As we kind of alluded to after the Dundee United game and also after the Motherwell game in the Cup last week, that we must be compact in our defensive shape, especially in the middle third, denying through passes. We showed you how much room the lad Said had, which punished us time and time again at Pittodrie. Do not commit too many bodies forward. Transitions must be well managed. If we give them too much room, they'll punish us. Let's try and attempt to stretch Motherwell's defensive block, forcing them to open space, especially from the overload, where we have had a little bit of success. Win the second balls and duels by pressing to disrupt Motherwell's rhythm. Show fight, show steel, show determination. Right, let's get back to your comments. Okay. Scott McLean says, if we could just score first, I can see confidence surging through the team. By the way, what did you think of that with Dr. Don? Did you enjoy it? Let me know if you did. John Helms is here. Let's all hope we get a pleasant surprise tomorrow. Michael Taylor is wishing you all a good evening. I always get this wrong. Kirstine McKechnie. Sorry, Kirsten, I get it wrong every single time. She says, hello, everybody. I really hope we can at least score a goal. Please, please, please try and win. Hugh Burns is suggesting that I'm ignoring the relationship between Yumi and the chairman. The manager's position is safe. I don't think it is, mate. I don't think it is at all. Dave B says, I think from the backing at United on Tuesday, the fans are with him. They obviously and quite rightly vented the feelings to the players. I don't believe it's the manager. Bruce Strother said, Shady Mo made a huge impact last season as he attacked fullbacks and went on the outside. The inverted wingers coming inside and playing square passes does not help at all. Attack the opposition. Rod Cow says, I agree with this inverted wingers rubbish. It gives them an excuse to go missing. Mr. J says, the players are genuinely pretty good. It just hasn't clicked yet. Often too frantic and first touches not as good as they could be. The quality, though, is there. Michael Taylor says, guys, let's not kid ourselves. There's absolutely no evidence to say we will win tomorrow. Another defeat is on the cards, unfortunately. Chris simply says, we will see the same performance as usual. Mr. J says, I think he's a good manager and sacking another manager will just be a disaster. Mooks is on. He says, I wonder about the impact of the exit of Bajrami in January. I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to try and take some time to find out what our results have been like since before and since he left. And let's see if there's a pattern. I'll try and get to that over the weekend if I've got time. Neil Sinclair is predicting a 4-0 win for the Dons tomorrow. Hugh came back to say Motherwell play a 4-4-2, so either 4-5-1, which then becomes a 4-3-3 in possession. Banksy says, unless JT changed the formation, I can't see us getting anything out of the game. If he doesn't change, we will have no more than... Sorry, Phil, I didn't quite understand that last sentence. Graham Barron is predicting a 6-5 win for the Dons. Do you remember what happened back in the year 1999 when that was our last worst ever run, beginning of the season? We went to Fir Park and we beat Motherwell 6-5. Dirty Tree and says, can we get big arrows pointing towards the goals? Doug Smith says, I'd like to be a bit confident, but Motherwell know exactly how we play, and I honestly don't think Jimmy is capable of changing it. Peter Levin is shouting all the instructions. Simon Roy, good evening Ali, fellow dandies. Drove past Cormac Park yesterday, saw them train, was going to stop if they were practicing crosses and corners. We have another contributor to Ali Beg ABTV membership, Roseanne Hannon. She has also become an Ali Beg ABTV member. Roseanne, thank you so much. I'm absolutely thrilled that you're on board. I really am. Thank you for your support. It really does mean a great deal. You have no idea. Thank you. Sugarland said, Ali, there's only one pattern to see. After the first round of games, we started losing as teams sussed us out and continued until Nielsen was luckily injured, forcing Yimi to change. James Brown says, I think if we get a win tomorrow, it'll boost team confidence greatly. Hopefully, that will kickstart our season. Hughes come back on. He said, before Bajrami left, we won them all. After he left, we've damn near lost them all. Is that actually right, Hugh? Honestly, if you're doing it, mate, I'd be delighted. I'd be really grateful to you if you could. If you're doing it currently, it would be amazing if that is actually what it was, fella. It would be unbelievable. Gavin Bush says, voted for your award, Ali. So while we're doing that, just let me take a second. Just indulge me for a moment, please, guys. So if you haven't already heard, I was absolutely over the moon. I was made up after the worst year that I've had in terms of illness and personal life as well, that Ali Beg ABTV got shortlisted for Best International Podcast. There is an award ceremony in Leeds at Ellen Road at the end of November, which I'm already booked to go to, so I'm going to make every effort to go. Flying into London, train up to Leeds, going to have a night in Leeds, and hopefully win either a gold, silver, or bronze. So if you do, honestly, you don't feel obliged, but I would be absolutely thrilled if you would please consider voting for me if you do enjoy the show. Just go to footballcontentawards.com and then you've got to follow quite a number of instructions here. So click on Vote Now. So when you go to the homepage, just scroll down a touch and you'll see it in big blue letters. It says Vote Now. Then click on Select Category. Click on Best Podcast. Then click on International. A little box pops up. Find my name. Click on there. Accept the conditions. And then you press Vote Now. I know that a number of you have already voted for me. So thank you so much for your continued support. And I really, really hope that I can bring it home. It would be absolutely stunning. Just before we finish off, guys, let me just also gently remind you that Ali Beg ABTV is also brought to you by Quipco International, who service the oil and gas industry. They are a manufacture and repair servicing company. So they have a number of services. They also have a number of products which they manufacture. They have a purpose-built facility in Abu Dhabi to be able to do all of that. So if you're based in that part of the world, even if you're not, and you're looking for these type of services or products, Quipco can help you. They are the very best at it, and they'll be delighted to help you. As always, guys, just get in touch with me, and I'll put you in touch with the guys at Quipco. Thank you, as always, to their continued support. Yeah, Graham Gibbs says, someone says Bajrami had left for personal reasons before the club announced it, making it difficult to make a proper assessment of the change in fortunes. Thank you, Hugh. Top man. Thank you. So, I think it was common knowledge that he left for, well, they said personal reasons, family reasons, because his family were all over in Sweden, but who knows? Who knows? Paul Hannon says, Ali, what's your thoughts on Lutz Pfaffenstiel linked with the vacant sporting director's role? To be honest with you, mate, I don't know enough about him to be able to really give you a versed opinion on it. I'd have to do a little bit more due diligence. What I can tell you is that Derek Ray knows him very well. And Derek, if my memory serves me correct, because I only quickly skimmed through it, he speaks very, very highly of Lutz. So if that comes from Derek Ray, then I wouldn't argue with that. Joseph Marshall said, nothing in the last 5 games is giving me any hope for a result tomorrow. Scott McLean says, I also think what worked in the Swedish league isn't working in the Scottish league, but he's too stubborn to accept this. All his own players now, so there's no excuse. I agree with that. There is no excuse anymore, mate. Kirstine says, I got her name right. Yay! Simon and Hugh both enjoyed the segment with Don. Thanks, guys. Delighted that you did. Erica Mitchell says, I don't understand why players have low confidence at times. They're supposed to be professional footballers playing in the Scottish Premiership. John Robertson says, time for the team to stand together and show some guts and determination. Shinnie back in as captain, Armstrong and Palaversa in the middle as well. Back to basics for tomorrow. A goal and 3 points, please. Gora says, was at Tannadice on Tuesday, going to Motherwell tomorrow. I must be a masochist. Not looking forward to this at all. Thanks a bunch for the late kick-off, Premier Sports. Hugh says, every game is tough right now, irrespective of the opponent. Couldn't agree more, Hugh. David Gold is on. How you doing, fella? Another tough match tomorrow. We'll be watching, but not holding my breath for a result. Right, guys, we are all done. So thank you as always. So all that's left to say, as we always do, this time on a Friday night, is the very best of luck to the lads tomorrow. I've got to be honest, I really hope you pull a rabbit out the hat. Your manager's job is very much on the line. And if you are all in cahoots when you say that it is not the manager's fault, that it's your fault, then we are expecting one hell of a performance tomorrow. We're expecting a hugely improved performance tomorrow. Because if you really, really mean it, you will put in a performance and you will give us 3 points. And you will probably give the manager time to build and to continue to build. And hopefully he gets the time for it to click. So that's down to you. But it will be interesting to see what the manager does in terms of formation and team selection. So it's going to be a very interesting hour before kick-off tomorrow. Don't forget, 5:45 in the UK tomorrow. Not 3 o'clock, my mistake. 5:45. So guys, I will see you again on Sunday night for the review show with Andrew Budge, where him and I will basically tear it all apart. Come on, lads. Good luck tomorrow. Stand free, folks. Thanks for being with us. Cheerio.